Why was Max Verstappen punished for Lewis Hamilton clash in F1's Brazilian GP? Verstappen's racing and driving spirit in close combat has been widely praised this year. But it was the Red Bull driver who was fined for causing a collision with Hamilton as they scrambled for second place in the first safety car restart, with the pair bumping into Senna's essay. Verstappen crossed the high line in round 1 in an attempt to get inside to overtake Hamilton, knowing he had to be aggressive if he wanted to play Mercedes due to their difficulty in racing from the sprint. But Verstappen appeared to have run out of seats near the top, which he blamed on Hamilton. As he returned to the pit for the new front wing, Verstappen claimed Hamilton didn't give him a vacancy. Meanwhile, Hamilton told the radio there were no racing incidents. The managers gave Verstappen a 5-second penalty for the collision, but many fans are still undecided about who is at fault. The manager's decision even noted that Hamilton could leave a little more headroom, meaning Verstappen was responsible mostly, not completely. Want to know about it in detail? Well, stay tuned till the end. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about why was Max Verstappen punished for Lewis Hamilton clash in F1's Brazilian GP. Meanwhile, subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. That being done, let's start. The debate over such overtaking and who gets the corner was clearer last year, especially over the track duels between Verstappen and Hamilton, who in the former sometimes poked his elbows out of the air. Too sudden. Before the 2022 season, a set of guidelines were issued to drivers on overtaking behavior, which partly explains why Verstappen received the penalty he handed out at Interlagos. According to the guidelines, for drivers to pass inside to have enough room, they must have a significant portion of the vehicle next to them. Overtaking must be done in a safe and controlled manner. What is defined as a critical part is at the discretion of the manager, but the main consideration is whether the front tire of the passing vehicle is next to the other vehicle at the very end of the corner. Although Verstappen's front wheel was with Hamilton's car, lined up with his sidepod as it neared the top, managers didn't feel complete control, assuming his overtaking. Over in round 1 is still incomplete. Verstappen attempted to overtake Hamilton outside of round 1 by braking very late. The manager's report read, he failed to complete the pass in turn 1 and his excessive speed affected his entry into round 2, at which point he collided with Hamilton. So while Verstappen could technically have a significant portion of his car with Hamilton, the speed he's doing means it can't be done safely and controlled. Hamilton didn't have much to say after the race about the incident, but looking vaguely at Verstappen's movement during the Parc Fermé, he simply said, "Well, you know how it goes with Max." Pushing harder on what he meant in his post-race press conference, Hamilton explained that he thinks it's only natural that when you get success and the numbers on your chest, you become a target. But that's okay, he added, nothing that I haven't dealt with before. Verstappen stuck in his gun after the race, saying he felt Hamilton didn't intend to give him space in the corner. If he only moved a little bit, he'd probably have been ahead, he said. It's a shame. I want to race. I want to have a good fight, but when other people don't want to work with you. The dust may have long since settled in their 2021 title war, but Interlagos has shown that future Verstappen and Hamilton fights will remain a topic of discussion going forward, even when the rules are clearer now to determine who is right and who is wrong. The managers gave Verstappen a 5-second penalty and 2 penalty points on his license for the collision. They ruled that Verstappen attempted to overtake Hamilton outside the first corner by braking very late. He failed to complete the pass on the first corner, and his excessive speed prevented him from entering the second corner, at which point he collided with Hamilton. While the managers realized that Hamilton could have created a bit more space at the top of the second corner, the managers determined that it was Verstappen's main fault. The revised crash guidelines were issued to drivers at the start of the 2022 season, out-of-turn corner. For a car being overtaken to be required to give sufficient room to an overtaking car, the overtaking car needs to have a significant portion of the car alongside the car being overtaken, and the overtaking maneuver must be done in a safe and controlled manner, while enabling the car to remain within the limits of the track. When considering what is a significant portion, for an overtaking on the outside of a corner, Among the various factors that will be looked at by the stewards when exercising their discretion, the stewards will consider if the overtaking car is ahead of the other car from the apex of the corner. The car being overtaken must be capable of making the corner while remaining within the limits of the track. The guidelines for overtaking on the inside of a corner state. For a car being overtaken to be required to give sufficient room to an overtaking car, the overtaking car needs to have a significant portion of the car alongside the car being overtaken, and the overtaking maneuver must be done in a safe and controlled manner while enabling the car to remain within the limits of the track. When considering what is a significant portion for an overtaking on the inside of a corner, among the various factors that will be looked at by the stewards when exercising their discretion, the stewards will consider if the overtaking car's front tires are alongside the other car by no later than the apex of the corner. For chicanes and sit-bends, the same guidelines would apply similarly for each corner. Verstappen was hot on the heels of his 2021 rival when the green flag was waved after an early safety car. He was overtaking when the two hit each other and Verstappen ended up next to the track. The Dutchman collided very far behind and his Red Bull was damaged, after which he had to stop. Hamilton was much better. The Mercedes driver slipped a few places, but was able to continue the journey without damage. After investigating the incident, the managers ruled Verstappen to be primarily responsible, and he was fined 5 seconds. Verstappen took that penalty in the next pit stop. What can I say? You know how that happened to Max, Hamilton said when asked about the incident shortly after finishing second to teammate George Russell, but later insisted he did not worried about a rematch with his longtime rival. Future. I'm not worried, he said at the post-race São Paulo GP press conference. I think it's natural when you're successful and the numbers on your chest that you become a target. But that's okay. It's not something I haven't dealt with before. Verstappen, who recovered to finish 6th, then set the 5-second penalty, made no sense because his Red Bull lacked the pace to compete for victory in Interlagos, and he accused the driver Mercedes doesn't want to run. He even argued that Hamilton would have beaten Russell to the win if he had left more space and avoided a collision. Verstappen told Sky Sports F1, "I went around the outside and felt he wasn't going to leave any space, so I went with it. He didn't give me space, so I knew we would see each other again. It made him win. For me, it gave me 5 seconds. It won't be a problem for my race because we're too slow, but it's a pity because I think we can race very well together. No intention of running away." So what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below. And that's all for the day, guys. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon to never miss an update from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next one. Until